Any good?
Yeah, it is actually.
He's on TV in August on Netflix.
Yeah, so the latest one comes out, Facebook comes out September too.
So, how did I do that, you ask? Well, the clue's in the title, isn't it? I used Davinci Resolve version 20, the studio version. You've got to use, it won't work with the free version. And it's in Magic Mask. So here's a few steps on how to do it. And at the end, I'll give you a few hints on how to make it easier than it was for me. Now, obviously, the first thing you're going to do is create a new project in Davinci. Once you're in there, you need to import your media. And in this case, I shot it all in one take. So there's just the one file. You've then got to go through and select all the, well, I say all, both the pieces that you want. I'm using the speed editor for this, so it makes it a lot easier. Click your in and out points, hit Smart Insert, and there it is. So when you've got both pieces you'll need to put one of them on a separate video track, because that's going to be, basically it's going to be over the top of the main one. Once you've got it kind of sorted out, then go into the color page, select the video track that's at the top, the one that you want to do your masking on. Now, once you're in Magic Mask, you need to select a couple of things. You need to make sure that your mask overlay is selected, and also you've got a couple of little eyedropper things here. Just make sure they're selected, so that when you start clicking on stuff, it'll actually make the selection, and it'll go red to show you what you've already selected on. You don't necessarily need that mask overlay, but it makes it a lot easier. In fact, if you don't have that overlay, you won't have a clue what you're clicking on. Each of those little clicks will show down here, and then make sure you click on better rather than quicker or faster. It'll just give you a better mask, that's all. Then go up here, click on the arrows that are pointing both ways. Because you're in the middle of the file here, or this particular track, it's going to scan both directions. If you only click right or click left, it's only going to do the bit after or before that thing. Then we sit and wait for it to finish scanning. This is on a 4-year-old's M1 iMac, so if you've got a later machine, it'll run quicker. I would have done it on my my new MacBook 4 Pro, but I only just got that. So when it finally finishes tracking, you need to go up here, right click on your mouse and select Add Alpha Channel. Now when we go back to the edit screen, you'll see there's two of me. Ignore the elephant in the room there, 2 books. I'll get back to that. Now you'll notice here when I put the book down, it's not tracking properly. So you need to go back, find the bit where it just starts to lose that track, and then select just like you did before, and then just click on the forward arrow. That'll just track it from that point. There's no need to go all through the whole thing again. You may find it'll do it again as well. Then we sit and we wait for it to finish tracking again. Oh, listen to those knees creak. You'll notice down the bottom here, this red line, that's the piece that it's correcting. Once that's finished, that line will all go blue again. Everlast. It's not bloody likely. Now you notice the book's gone white again. It's lost the tracking, so once again you'll need to go back to where it disappears, select it, do the same thing, rinse and repeat. Eventually you'll get everything tracked that needs to be tracked. You don't really need to get rid of that book once it's by itself there, but it can cause issues if there's any movement after that, so it is better just to get rid of it. And then that'll probably bring up another error, which we'll get to in a tick. I should mention too that the video you watched at the beginning, this is me re-editing it. So this is not the real video, this is just a tribute. So now when that's finished, let's address that elephant in the room, the two books. So what I've done here is selected this cushion, so hopefully that will overlay the book and hide it. Oh, and as you can see, this is actually a third clip now. I've taken a part of the video where there's nothing in the way and that cushion and put it in between the two. Make sure you select the right one when you're doing the tracking. Now we have another issue, and as you can see there's a little bit of that book still showing, so what I need to do is add a bit more to that mask, but the way I'm doing it, it's just selecting it with a circle here. I can't get it to track through, so basically you've got to click on it, hit the right cursor, click on the right cursor and just keep doing it until you get to the end of tracking that particular scene. I'm basically stepping through frame by frame, clicking on each frame, stepping through. And eventually you end up with this. So hopefully that was helpful. If not, I'd highly suggest looking up Mr. Alex Tech and his description on how to use Magic Mask 2, which is where I learned it from. I was going to do this with my double, but he pulled out at the last minute, which actually makes it easier, because it's just me. And I'm reading the tips off the screen, so got the old fart lenses on. Plant plan ahead how you're going to do it, especially if you do it in one take like I did, because you want to remember what you've said and what you're going to say and work out roughly where that's going to come in. Seriously, it's much easier to do it in more than one take. Do several takes even. As long as you don't move the camera, you'll be right. A simple one, check your framing and your focus. Make sure that it's set manually. You don't want your focus changing when you change seats or when you get out of the seat that you're sitting is empty. I keep going that because that's where I shot the other one. This one, I think this applies pretty much anything you're shooting. Leave yourself plenty of room to edit, and leave lots of gaps and pauses. Just since I started doing YouTube, I've found there's plenty of places where I needed to put something in afterwards and I didn't leave myself enough room, and it'll really help when you're doing this kind of thing. You'll always need more time than you think. Think about the lighting, which I forgot to do. I was going to put a light up here. Anyway, yeah, you don't want mysterious shadows appearing where you're sitting in one spot to start with, and then you moved and you created a shadow, or even have a shadow falling on your other self. Oh, an important one. You may be able to hear a clock ticking in the background. You don't want that clock to suddenly speed up, go tick, 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 and then go tick, 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 because you've got two sources of sound, or miss a beat. We have traffic coming up here. We're in a fairly busy area here, so you don't want traffic going past and the noise suddenly stops. Consider doing your off-screen voices separately. In that video, you'll notice when I was talking to myself, wake up screen, you'll notice when I was talking to myself, I wasn't on screen over there doing the other voice. I didn't really need to record that voice. It worked anyway, but yeah, it's worth, you could add extra in too. You may find you might get a little bit of a glitch. No matter how much you do the editing, you can't quite hide a transition or something. It's worth, at the end of the video, adding in an effect, like a bit of camera shake, so it looks like someone's hand held the camera rather than sticking on a tripod like that. It'll just make it a little bit more realistic, and that's what a lot of people do with when they're fake stuff anyway. One thing I found when I was playing around with this effect, and it happened with the book, it's happened with a white teacup that I used, it seems to struggle a little bit with light coloured objects. I don't know whether that's just the object that I was using was too small, but it's worth trying. This seems to track better than a white teacup or a white book. And last but not least, if you have an identical twin, you don't really need to do this, just get them to help you out. And just as a bonus for those of you that have stuck around to the end, here's a behind the scenes shot of how I shot the actual clip. As always, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and you'll see me in the next one.